Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have another thread discussion video. And before we get into the video, I want to say that I'm sorry that I haven't been uploading. For some reason, my apartment complex, just every single day, the internet just goes out, and it just kept going out. And like, I try to contact everybody involved, and the company for the electricity, and also my apartment complex, and nobody knows what the problem is. So my apologies. I'm trying my best. The internet is currently off as I'm making this video, but I had this pulled up whenever it came back on for like a good hour or two. So yeah, that's where we're at. But we're gonna go over this thread right here. I'm gonna link this down below, and yeah. So this thread is talking about war declarations, and it seems to be a problem where this player found out that we're gonna get into the logistics of it as we read it, but there's a problem with war and peace decision when it comes to AI, and we have a lot of dev replies with a lot of code here as well. So there's a lot of information here, and I thought you guys might want to see it. So let's go over it together, and yeah, let's do it. So it's called War Declarations by AI seems to be unbalanced in 1.5.4. Constant state of three kingdoms verse 1. Okay, so this guy's actually been posting that lots, and he does a good job of actually explaining like what the problem is, when it is, and it does help the devs out. So I do appreciate this format that he is using. But all right, let's get to it. So summary: I'm currently a mercenary for Sturgia. Three factions: Vlandia, Britannia. If I'm saying any of these wrong, I don't want to hear it. All right. And Northern Empire declared war on Sturgia. Obviously, as a mercenary, I cannot propose peace. However, I looked in the Kingdoms tab, and there's 100% support for peace with Vlandia and Northern Empire, but only 3% support for peace with Britannia. These wars didn't just start, they have been ongoing for quite a while. Sturgia has been at war with Vlandia for almost my entire playthrough. Northern Empire declared war on Sturgia second, or Sturgia declared on them, I'm not sure which. And Britannia went to war with Sturgia third, again, not sure who declared. But it's been a fairly long while since Britannia went to war. Sturgia has been getting dogpiled for some time. Sturgia has lost a few castles so far. So given the fact that there is 100% support for peace with two of those kingdoms, I would think Sturgia would make peace with at least one of those kingdoms so they can better defend their land. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up, but it's like a really big, huge paragraph here. I don't know. Also, those three kingdoms are not at war with anybody else. Western Empire was briefly at war with Vlandia at one point, and just as Western Empire was about to take Sargot, they declared peace. Literally, I was hovering my cursor over Sargot, and they only had to kill like 40 more garrison troops to take Sargot, and peace broke out. I feel like this was balanced fairly well in 1.5.3. Sturgia even made gains in my 1.5.3 playthrough. That is very true. Mine as well. We saw it on stream. I did play it on stream for a little bit. And they're making some very good gains. But also, I'm going to stream some more soon. Sorry, I've really been slacking. It is what it is. Internet stuff's going to get better. More streams. Boom. All right, let's get back to it. But in 1.5.4, Sturgia has resumed the mantle of whipping boy. Okay. They're getting trounced. Good for me. I have a lot of enemies to fight as a mercenary, but I wonder if I'll face the same issue when I finally create my own kingdom. Now, I will say that when you go into the encyclopedia, you will see that Vlandia, Britannia, and Northern Empire are considered at war with some minor factions. Does this count towards the AS calculation of going to war against kingdoms? I don't. I think he meant to say think here. I don't think the effect. I don't think this will affect war with minor factions. Has the war with kingdoms. Okay, so he's pretty much just saying like there should be a distinction between minor wars with minor kingdoms and wars with obviously the main kingdoms, right? Or minor factions and the main kingdoms. But I guess something to look into. Okay. How to reproduce this problem. So I don't know. Save game is at the upload site. Just open it and you'll see how Sturgia is getting dogpiled. This is only my first legit playthrough 1.5.4, so I don't know if this is just a chance deal or it's a legitimate balance issue. One other poster talked about this in a thread in Tal 1.5.4 issues. He had the same issue with Vlandia. Three kingdoms declared war on Vlandia, and none of them were at war with anybody else. Okay, so that seems like the problem. So the problem here is, what's it called? A kingdom gets targeted by multiple other kingdoms. No peace is made, even though there is obviously, 100% support for peace. And it just looks like they're teaming up for some reason. All right. Next we got update. I made a very interesting discovery right after I posted the above. So I wanted to see if there was any wars, if any wars were tied to me somehow. So I left the Kingdom Sturgia. I let the game play through for a few days, and Sturgia made peace with the kingdoms it was at war with. So I then thought, well, maybe that was to happen anyways. So I reloaded my save and went and hit out at. Wait, what? I'm sorry, I can't read. So I reloaded my save game and went and hit out at Revel, still as a mercenary for Sturgia. I waited in Revel and let the game play through for several days. Sturgia continued to be at war, so it seemed to me that these three kingdoms being at war with Sturgia has something to do with the fact that I'm a Sturgian mercenary. I'm going to run the playthrough. I'm going to run this through a little experience a couple times and see what happens. Okay, so pretty much in this paragraph, he states that, once he left Sturgia, they made peace. But then he reloaded the same save and stayed with Sturgia just by waiting inside of inside of a town, not even doing anything. And they continued peace. There it is. Second update. Okay, the lore is getting crazy here. So twice I left the Kingdom Sturgia. And this is what happens as soon as I leave them. Sturgia makes peace with one kingdom that same day. They make peace with a second kingdom on the second day. They make peace with a third kingdom on the third day. So each time I leave Sturgia, they are at peace within 3 days. This is a total of 3 run-throughs doing this. So each time I left Kingdom Sturgia on Winter 20, 1086. And each time they were at total peace by Spring 2nd, 1086. Okay. I also stayed in the Kingdom Sturgia a total of 3 run-throughs. Each time I stayed in the Kingdom Sturgia, what's it called? I started from a save game at the winter. Okay, he's naming the dates that he stayed there. I let the game play through until the spring. Okay, which is 3 days beyond the point where Sturgia had made peace with all its enemies. Okay, so pretty much what he's saying is every time that he left, they made peace. Every time that he stayed, they did not make peace. So just to check, on the final time I'm allowed the game to play through. Okay, I departed Kingdom Sturgia again. Within 3 days of leaving the Kingdom Sturgia, they were at total peace with all the enemies. So war declarations of peace are definitely tied to the player being a member of the kingdom. It seems once you join a kingdom, the AL will dogpile that kingdom. As soon as you leave that kingdom, they stop dogpiling. I think this needs to be balanced. I think there's need to be some balance for this. Sorry, I can't read. There's no way any kingdom in this game can contend with 3 other kingdoms dogpiling them. I get it may happen occasionally, but this has been going on for quite some time. If the devs can balance this, I'd appreciate it. Okay. Now, before we read anything like that, do you guys think this makes sense or no? In terms of if you really think about it, being the player playing against the AI, you will always have the advantage of being the player, right? And you have certain advantages like your play style, how you play it. There's player advantages that you can get, like the difficulty you set. So, do you think that the AI targeting whatever kingdom that the player is in, do you think that's a bad thing? Do you think it needs to be tweaked, or do it needs to be completely gone to the point where they don't look at that stat? What do you guys think? I don't know. I personally don't know. I think 3 kingdoms is way too much, but at the same time, I think if you join a kingdom and you're like the main character, I think you should have some pressure on you. I don't know. That's just me though. This is interesting. He links a dev. Could this be tied to the fact that the player kingdom AI makes less decisions and let the player control things more? Obviously, this shouldn't be applied to factions that the player is a mercenary or vassal of. Okay. They're forwarding the issue. There it is. And here's your answer. Thanks for alerting. I checked the situation and you're right. There's something missing in the code. Let's look at the code. Never mind. Let's not look at the code. Let's zoom in right here. Alright, you can't really zoom in at all. You guys can kind of see it. Alright, so he says there's something missing. Okay, I'm not the best at reading code, so therefore, it is what it is. Alright, he explains it right here. Let me reset this. Alright, so peace/war voting is triggered by random, even if it is 100% supported. This does not mean it will be triggered just at that day. You can see the probability is about 5% per clan to trigger peace voting if the kingdom has 8 clans each day. Okay. This probability reduces to 2% if the player is in that kingdom. If a player is in a kingdom, there happen even less peace/war votings because we want the player to trigger these if possible, so we reduce the probability in kingdom which player is a member, so we give him a 5 to 10 days period generally. Okay. However, there we should check if the player is under mercenary service or not. I'm fixing it so if the player is in mercenary service, it will be triggered with higher probability as other kingdoms. Okay, that's interesting. So kind of stated what I kind of mentioned was if you aren't part of that kingdom, they have a bigger percent chance to call a vote for peace, right? Each clan has a 5% chance to call a vote for peace if they have 8 clans, okay? But then that probability goes down to 2% per clan in the kingdom if you're a part of it because they want you to make that decision more often than not to kind of give you that gameplay experience, which kind of makes sense, right? But then he states that obviously they don't have anything added for if the player is a mercenary or a vassal, and that will be added. Makes sense. I think this is a good addition. Yes, it's good that they found this, and it's a good thing that it's being fixed. So very good. So this is for the player. There should be 30% less war peace. Okay. Okay, cool. I probably could have influenced it more as vassal, though. I could see that there's 100% support for peace with Vlandia and Northern Empire. If I were a vassal, I could have spent that influence points to make peace with at least 2 of those kingdoms. I'm just not sure at what point that support grew to 100% since I wasn't paying attention to that the whole time. Was it before or after Surrogate lost some of their castles? I don't know. We were at war for a while before I finally said, what the heck, and reported it. I kept telling myself any minute now Ravengard will sign a peace treaty with somebody any minute now, and never happened. I just didn't want to be a vassal in that particular playthrough. Okay. So he's kind of just, saying what he already said, that he doesn't know exactly where the support came from. But, okay. Now what else do we got? Awesome. So if I understand correctly, now if the player is a mercenary, that faction will have the same probability if he wasn't. Also, you adjusted so where if you are a vassal of your kingdom, you will vote 33% less. If you are the king, they will vote 67% less. That is correct. Okay, so that's interesting. So if you're a mercenary, the probability that a vote will go up for peace doesn't matter because obviously you don't have a choice in that matter. But if you are a vassal, what's it called? The kingdom overall will vote 33% less of the time for peace, and kind of, they'll still vote for it, but they kind of want to encourage you to vote for it. And then if you are a king, they will vote 67% less, so that will be kind of up to you. Obviously, they can still throw up the vote every now and then, but most of the time you will have to do it. Interesting. I agree with this. I think this is good. Let me know what you guys think about this, but I think this is actually makes sense. I'm glad you said something I normally skip, right? By the mercenary work and become a vassal/king. What kind of reduction is expected? Being a mercenary is very cool. I enjoy it. You kind of don't have a responsibility to the kingdom, and you can leave whenever you want. So I think, pretty cool thing to do. Once again, you've done it. You think it'll be the next hotfix or probably next update? Okay, 1.5.5 is already being tested currently, so I cannot add new changes to it. So it will be included 1.5.6/1.6. We're going all the way to 1.5.6. Interesting. Alrighty, so and some more news. 1.5.5 is already being tested currently, so I would say, this is my personal opinion, either this week or next week. We'll see, depending how many bugs occur after the tests. And if it's all good to go, then we should see it very soon. That is my prediction. So don't take it at face value. It's just, what I think, personally. While checking that... Wait, hold on. What is this? Okay, he's still talking about this current topic. While checking that, I realized a very big bug. Currently, if I'm a vassal at a kingdom, any of their elections cannot resolve if the player do not click icon and start the election. Can you confirm it? For example, I am a vassal of Sturgia, and our lords want to make peace with the Khazaits. Icon comes to the right of the screen, and the player does not click it, and this election is not triggered, and peace is not done even 2 days past. After 2 days, icon is removed from the right of the screen, and the election is not resolved. Okay, so he said he found a big bug in this guy's original save where you know, if you as the player don't actually vote on it, even if you're a vassal, what's it called, on the election for peace, then it will just kind of slowly go away. So let's see what what people have to say. Yes, I've encountered this bug too. If you work on that, I would really appreciate a hotfix. There it is. Okay, thanks. I am fixing it. It is so strange that this bug has been in the game for 7 months because this must be really annoying. True. I haven't really noticed this, but I'm pretty sure it's happened to me a couple times, and I probably haven't really given it too much thought. But good to see that it is being fixed, right? What else do we got? He says yes, this existed the entire time. Oh, so this guy asked. Oh no, that he's replying to the dev that said that this has been around for 7 months. To be honest, I've been using it as an exploit, not enacting bad kingdom decisions when they have been voted for. Okay. Then we have, yes, kingdom policy proposing AI should be added to the game as well. Wait, kingdom policy proposing AI should be added to the game as well. Currently, they are proposing policies nearly random. Only their characteristics are effective. These should be better AI, and if clans need influence, they should propose policies giving extra influence, or if a clan needs gold, they should propose a policy giving extra gold. Big agree. Big agree. I never knew how the policy system worked when, like, depending on what they threw up, but he says it has to do with their characteristics, you know, all that stuff. But this makes sense that if the AI needs more influence, they would throw up the vote for some more influence. Also, I think that whenever AI does throw out a vote, I would like to see more votes get denied. Because when I'm a vassal and I throw up some votes, a lot of them do get denied, right? And I feel like the AI should also have that treatment where, you know, they might throw up something that helps their clan out, but the other clans are like, no, we don't want this, right? I think that should be a thing as well. You know, give it that kind of like, what do you call it? Kind of like that split in the vote, and then you have to kind of make that choice as the kingdom leader where it's like, don't want to piss off these couple clans or these couple clans. I think that would be kind of cool as well, because right now most votes that they propose, like the AI proposes, it's like 99 to 100% support most of the time. That's what I've seen. So it would be cool to kind of see like a break in the vote, you know. And then let's go to the next page, see what else we have. We have any more dev replies? We do. This guy's asking one question. Where is this? Last night I was baffled at campaign AI way of thinking. We, the hardy Sturgians, were chasing some of the Vlandian horsemen off our lands. Okay, this guy right here. Roughly 1,200 of us and 600 of the Vlandian man were in their natural fleeing behavior. However, half of our adjacent lords decided to wear off and chase a pack of 8 looters instead, leading to a 600 versus 600 clash happening literally next to them, leading to heavy casualties. Why would it be possible to improve the AI party movement? P.S. I have a say game of this just before it happens. Wait, I'm confused. It won't really happen here. Oh, okay. So what happened here is he states that he was playing with as the Sturgians, right? They were chasing some Vlandians. They had 1,200 troops and they had 600 troops. The enemy had 600 troops, and I'm guessing they weren't all in an army together. I guess they were just chasing. And all of a sudden, like half of them just decided to chase this 8 looters instead. Okay, and he's saying, would it be possible to improve the AI party movement? That kind of makes sense. I think more improvements to the AI party movement and who they decide to chase and stuff like that would be kind of cool to see, or kind of cool to see how that works internally, code wise. And maybe if he wants to explain it, that'd be very cool as well. He does a very good job explaining. He says, can you send the save game to... There it is. I need to examine it. Thank you. And there it is. So that is the thread that we have today. I don't want to refresh the page because obviously my internet is gone. So if there's more posts of this thread, go check it out for yourself and all of that. I'm going to post this whenever my internet goes back on. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like I stated, there's a lot of problems with the internet right now. Once that gets better, I have a lot of videos that I do want to upload, a lot of walkthrough videos that I already have recorded. I just need to, upload them and all of that. Thank you guys for all the support, like always. It's been great. We're always growing, and I do appreciate that. Hopefully the content is worth, the size of the channel and how it's growing. And yeah, all my links down below, Discord, Patreon, whatever you want to go check out. Always appreciate it. And like always, stay safe.